Ferry, the man who put glamour into glam rock.
Just a jealous man. Come on, let's stick together. You know we made a vow to leave one another.
It's great to have you on the program. Listen, after, 4 decades of performing, how does Bryan Ferry actually keep it fresh?
Well, you keep changing what you do, and always trying to do fresh work and working with new people. And I just did a new album recently called Olympia, where there were a lot of young people involved in the band, as well as people of my own generation, I guess. Some of the players more famous than others, but some of the young ones are actually with me on this tour with Roxy as well, including my son Tara. He plays drums together with Paul Thompson, the original drummer, of course, and young Ollie Thompson, and we've got young girl singers, and it's nice to work with young, fresh talent, I think.
And especially when it is a family affair. You've got one of your boys who is managing a lot of this. What sort of new insight does that give to a seasoned performer like yourself, especially when your young son's telling you what to do?
Well, it's good to learn from the young sometimes, and but I think they're getting a very good grounding, and they're getting a great education kind of touring around with me. One of them's never been to Australia before, and he's loving every minute, I think. Yeah.
Now, OK, so, Dad, are you learning more from your young sons, or are they learning more from you for this opportunity?
I think a bit of both, to tell you the truth.
Can you keep up with them on tour?
I've been on the road quite a long time, so there's a few things I know I can tell them. You what?
Can you keep up with them?
So far, yes. I think I'm still ahead of them on the tennis front as well. At least I like to think so.
Well, that's good to hear. But also, your latest album, you've got Kate Moss on the cover. So really, you are keeping it very contemporary.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had this tradition of glamorous girls on the covers, and this time I thought Kate Moss would be perfect for this Olympia album. And instead of just one cover shot, we did a whole kind of series of photographs, which we've been exhibiting as well. You do know that Carrie Ann was our very first cover model, don't you?
Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah. She was called Carrie Ann Moore, and she's a famous 60s model, And it's still one of the best pictures we ever did, I think. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'd be happy to grace your cover any time. Just a little airbrushing goes a long way, Bryan.
Yeah.
You also recently talked about Lady Gaga. Now, and you talked to her as a sort of quite a supreme example of an artist and performance artist and musician. Just tell me more about your view on her type of art.
Well, I mean, she's very experimental. She takes risks, and her records are very solid. They're very good dance records. She's obviously a very creative girl, and the fact that she's got a lot of the best people around her, and she's been using very good designers. And no, I haven't actually met her, but I think she's really good. There was a friend of mine who I think was a great inspiration to her, called Isabella Blow, who was very close to me and the family, and that seems to be her kind of idol, and it's very interesting to see how she's developing, actually. But
that is in direct contrast to how Bryan Ferry has run his career, because you've always been Mr. Cool, suited up, looking elegant. You didn't go in for the performance art yourself.
Well, we perform on stage, but music is really the main driving force in what we do. I mean, I studied art before I went into music, so I feel very at home in that world. A lot of my friends are in the art world as gallery people or artists, and no, it's a world that I feel very close to, really. But I try to mix bring as much art into what we do on stage now as I can, and it's looking really good at the show.